The problem with swimming too hard at the start, if it's a short event, the mistake you make isn't as great as it is over an Ironman. And I'm talking, 3.8K compared to a 500 metre. If you start too hard in a 500 metre swim, you probably get away with only losing, a few seconds when you're swimming, as I call it, swimming dead. What is that? The heart rate spikes so high that you've built the lactate in, and the body wants you to slow down. As soon as your heart rate goes above threshold, the immediate responses from the body is to create so much lactate in the body it prevents you from swimming freely. We don't want that to happen. We want to be swimming with our threshold heart rate below that so we can swim with all the blood flowing and functioning as it should. There's nothing worse than swimming with really heavy arms because you've swum too fast at the start and you progressively get slower. It's no different, and the analogy is if say we're using a running example, if you're running a marathon and you start the marathon at the same pace as the professionals do, and they're going to run, some of them are going to run 3 to 3:10 pace if they're, a 2-hour 10 runner, and your pace is 4 hours 50. But you start your first kilometre at the same pace as the professional runner does. You're going to spike your heart rate so much that your first K is going to actually be the detriment of the whole of your event because you're going to be running in the red zone for the rest of the run unless you slow right down. So that's a really clear example of how detrimental running too fast at the start and spiking your heart rate affects your event. Swimming's no different.
So why do people do it then? Because it can be seen as a confidence thing to get in the right position, both in a swim or a run, but we all do it where we go hard in the start because we just want to get a good start and get off. So
yep, it's a good question. And the example I would give is, say you're a 1 hour swimmer for 3.8 and I'm a 110 and you're my competition, you're in my age group. So obviously I don't want to let you get too far ahead. But to swim 10 minutes faster than I'm able to swim, logic tells you that that's not going to happen. What is going to happen? Your heart rate's going to spike and you could possibly swim a 115. I could possibly swim a 115 instead of a 110 if I tried to keep up, because once you go over threshold, you will swim slower because your heart rate has to drop. So you're going to basically sabotage your whole event by trying to swim with your competition. You might be a weak swimmer, but your strength might be on the bike. So save it for that. And don't swim at a pace at the start that you can't sustain for the whole swim leg. Obviously, you want to do a PB in the swim, but wait for the last 5-10 minutes to increase your pace. Otherwise, you need to swim consistently with a pace that you can handle for the whole race.